One old penny in your collection could be worth as much as $376,000. In today's video, we'll reveal some of the hardest to find Indian head pennies and Lincoln wheat pennies that have amazed collectors with incredible auction prices. Stay until the end to discover the rare dates, valuable mint errors, and key features that could turn an ordinary-looking penny into a life-changing treasure.
How much money do you really have in your pocket? A $204,000 penny found by a teenager. And an $18,000 penny found by one of our viewers. A $10,000 coin found in a Cheerios box.
First up, the 1905 Indian head 1 cent without a mint mark. At first glance, it may appear to be just another old copper coin that has spent decades in circulation. But collectors know that every detail matters. The date, the condition, the color, the strike, and even tiny imperfections can make a remarkable difference when this historic cent appears at auction. The Indian head cent series remains one of the most beloved coin designs in American numismatic history. Produced from 1859 through 1909, these coins represent an important chapter in the development of United States coinage. By 1905, the series had already become familiar to Americans, circulating in businesses, banks, and households across the country. Millions of these cents changed hands every day, witnessing the growth of industry, transportation, and commerce during the early 20th century. The 1905 Indian head cent, without a mint mark, was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not place mint marks on cents during that era. The official mintage reached approximately 80.7 million pieces, making it a common date compared with several scarcer issues in the series. Even so, more than a century of circulation has dramatically reduced the number of attractive survivors. Most examples were heavily used, leaving only a fraction in collectible condition today. The obverse features the famous portrait created by James Barton Longacre. Although many people casually refer to the design as an American Indian wearing a feathered headdress, the portrait is actually Liberty wearing a Native American-style headdress. Around the edge appears the inscription, United States of America, while the date 1905 sits proudly below the portrait. On the reverse, a simple wreath surrounds the words 1 cent, with a Union shield displayed above, creating a classic design that collectors continue to admire. When evaluating a circulated fine example, collectors first examine how much detail remains in Liberty's portrait. In fine condition, many of the feathers should still be visible, though worn. Portions of the ribbon and the lettering remain readable, while moderate wear is expected across the highest points. A coin with even, natural wear is generally more desirable than one that has been harshly cleaned or damaged. Color also plays an important role. Freshly minted Indian head cents displayed a rich red appearance, but decades of circulation gradually transformed the surface into shades of brown and chocolate. A naturally aged brown coin is perfectly acceptable and often preferred over one that has been artificially cleaned. Original surfaces usually bring stronger interest from experienced collectors because they reflect honest aging rather than modern alteration. Many beginning collectors assume that any old coin automatically commands thousands of dollars. In reality, condition is everything. A typical circulated 1905 Indian head cent without unusual characteristics generally sells for a modest premium. Fine examples commonly trade in the range of approximately $376,000 to $389,000, while especially attractive original pieces may realize $400,000 in competitive markets. Certified extremely fine examples often sell for substantially more, and uncirculated coins with original mint red color can bring several $100s or higher depending on grade and eye appeal. Auction excitement increases dramatically when a coin possesses a genuine mint error. Collectors should remember that not every unusual mark qualifies as a mint error. Damage received after leaving the mint is very common and usually adds no premium. Authentic mint errors must have occurred during the manufacturing process. One error that specialists look for is a genuine repunched date or evidence of hub doubling, although confirmed examples are much scarcer than internet rumors suggest. Another collectible variety may involve die cracks that developed after extended use of a working die. Thin raised lines extending across portions of the design can sometimes be traced to these die failures. While minor die cracks often add only modest interest, larger and more dramatic examples can attract enthusiastic bidding from variety collectors. Off-center strikes represent another category of genuine mint errors. If the blank planche was not properly centered when struck, part of the design could be missing while the date remains visible. Such pieces are considerably scarcer than normal circulation strikes and frequently command much stronger auction prices than standard examples. Collectors also search for broad strikes, clipped planches, lamination errors, and dramatic die breaks. Each of these manufacturing mistakes occurred inside the mint before the coin entered circulation. Authentication is extremely important because altered coins are common, and reputable grading services carefully examine each specimen before assigning an official designation. Suppose a 1905 Indian head cent in fine condition displays a dramatic authenticated off-center strike while still retaining a fully visible date. In today's collector market, such an example might realize several $100s or substantially more, depending on the severity of the error and overall eye appeal. Exceptional certified errors have occasionally sold for much higher prices when multiple bidders competed for a particularly attractive specimen. One reason collectors continue pursuing this issue is its connection to American history. During 1905, the United States was entering a period of rapid economic growth. Automobiles were becoming increasingly popular. Railroads connected distant communities, and everyday purchases were often made using coins exactly like this one. Holding a genuine 1905 Indian head cent offers a tangible connection to that remarkable era. Professional grading has become increasingly important in today's marketplace. Organizations such as the Professional Coin Grading Service and the Numismatic Guarantee Company authenticate coins, assign numerical grades, and encapsulate them in protective holders. Certified coins generally inspire greater confidence among buyers because their authenticity and condition have been independently verified. Eye appeal often determines whether one coin significantly outperforms another at auction. Two examples with the same numerical grade can produce noticeably different prices if one possesses stronger detail, more attractive color, cleaner surfaces, or fewer distracting marks. Experienced bidders carefully inspect these characteristics before placing competitive offers. Counterfeit Indian head cents have appeared in the marketplace over the years, making caution essential. Collectors should compare weight, diameter, lettering, and design details with known genuine examples. Purchasing certified coins from established dealers or reputable auction companies greatly reduces the risk of acquiring altered or counterfeit material. Storage also plays a major role in preserving long-term value. Copper coins react easily to moisture, fingerprints, and improper handling. Collectors should always hold coins by the edges, avoid polishing or cleaning them, and store them in inert holders designed specifically for numismatic preservation. Even a single cleaning can permanently reduce collector value because original surfaces are highly prized. As interest in classic United States coins continues to grow, the 1905 Indian head cent remains an affordable entry point for many collectors while still offering the excitement of discovering premium quality examples or legitimate mint errors. Its historical significance, timeless design, and century-old legacy ensure lasting popularity within the hobby. If you happen to own a 1905 Indian head 1 cent without a mint mark in circulated fine condition, examine every detail carefully before assuming its value. Look closely at the date, lettering, feather details, rim, and surfaces under proper lighting. A seemingly ordinary coin could possess characteristics that distinguish it from millions of others struck during that historic year. While most circulated examples sell for realistic values between about $378,000 and $750,000 depending on condition and originality, authenticated mint error examples or exceptionally preserved coins can achieve much stronger auction results, making careful examination well worth the... Next, up the 1945 Lincoln wheat cent continues to receive attention is the remarkable number of collectors who enjoy searching bankrolls, estate collections, flea markets, antique shops, and inherited coin albums for examples that have escaped notice for decades. While millions were produced, not every surviving coin has been carefully examined. This sense of discovery keeps the hobby exciting, because every old collection has the potential to contain a better-than-average example or an authenticated mint-made variety. When evaluating a circulated coin, experienced collectors often begin by studying the overall strike quality. Some 1945 cents were struck with sharper detail than others because of differences in die condition and striking pressure. A coin with crisp lettering, stronger wheat lines, and a bold portrait is generally more desirable than one displaying a weak strike. Although strike quality alone does not make the coin rare, it can influence eye appeal and ultimately affect collector demand. Lighting also plays an important role during examination. Under bright, indirect light, the natural color of the bronze alloy becomes easier to appreciate. Original brown surfaces often reveal subtle shades ranging from deep chocolate to lighter walnut tones. Some examples even retain traces of their original reddish color around protected areas of the lettering or inside the wheat ears. Collectors appreciate these original surfaces because they show that the coin has not been aggressively cleaned or altered after leaving circulation. Magnification frequently reveals fascinating details that are invisible to the naked eye. Tiny die polish lines, minor die cracks, and other characteristics created during the minting process help specialists understand how the working dies aged over time. As a die struck thousands of coins, it gradually wore and small cracks occasionally developed before the die was replaced. These mint-made features are interesting to variety collectors and add another level of study to an already popular series. The bronze composition of the 1945 Lincoln wheat cent also contributes to its lasting appeal. Unlike many modern cents that contain mostly zinc, the bronze alloy used during this period gives the coin a distinctive weight and appearance. Over many decades, the metal develops attractive natural toning that many collectors prefer over bright, artificially cleaned surfaces. Proper storage helps preserve this natural appearance and protects the coin from unnecessary environmental damage. Collectors are often advised to avoid cleaning old coins because cleaning usually decreases collector value rather than increasing it. Even when a coin appears dull or dark, experienced buyers generally prefer original surfaces over polished ones. Harsh cleaning can leave fine scratches, remove natural color, and permanently change the appearance of the coin. Because originality is highly respected throughout the hobby, untouched examples frequently sell for stronger prices than cleaned pieces of similar grade. The 1945 Lincoln wheat cent is also popular because it fits comfortably within many collecting budgets. Beginners can often purchase circulated examples without making a major financial commitment, allowing them to learn grading techniques, study die characteristics, and gain experience before moving on to scarcer dates. As their knowledge grows, many collectors begin searching for higher-grade coins or authenticated mint-made errors to strengthen their collections. Professional grading has become increasingly important in today's coin market. Independent grading companies evaluate authenticity, assign an official grade, and encapsulate the coin in a protective holder. This process gives buyers greater confidence because they know the coin has been examined by experienced professionals. Certified coins often trade more easily at auctions and major coin shows since both buyers and sellers can rely on standardized grading. Auction records consistently demonstrate that quality matters. A typical circulated 1945 Lincoln wheat cent with attractive original surfaces may sell for around $49,000, while nicer circulated examples with stronger detail and excellent eye appeal often reach $60,000. Certified mint. State coins can bring several $100s, and exceptional examples with outstanding preservation have achieved significantly higher auction results when offered by major numismatic auction houses. If a genuine and dramatic mint-made error accompanies the coin, collector interest can increase substantially. Authentic off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, retained cuds, and other recognized errors are actively sought by specialists because they represent unusual events during the minting process. The rarity and visibility of the error largely determine the premium, making professional authentication especially valuable before assigning a significant market value. History remains one of the greatest reasons people enjoy collecting the 1945 Lincoln wheat cent. Every example circulated during a remarkable period when the United States was approaching the end of World War II. Families saved pennies, children purchased candy with them, and businesses handled countless transactions using these very coins. More than 80 years later, each surviving cent serves as a small but meaningful reminder of that important chapter in American history. For many collectors, the excitement is not simply about finding a valuable coin, but about preserving history for future generations. A well-cared-for 1945 Lincoln wheat cent may continue surviving for another 100 years, allowing future collectors to appreciate its design, craftsmanship, and historical significance. That lasting connection between the past and present is one of the reasons the Lincoln wheat cent series continues attracting new enthusiasts every year. Whether discovered in an old family collection, purchased from a trusted coin dealer, or won through an exciting auction, the 1945 Lincoln wheat cent continues to hold a respected place within American numismatics. Its classic design, historical importance, affordable entry point, and the possibility of finding an exceptional certified example make it a coin that collectors of every experience level continue to admire. Careful examination, proper storage, and a willingness to learn about grading and authentic mint varieties ensure that this historic wheat cent will remain one of the most collected United States coins for generations to come. Next up, we are taking a close look at a fascinating 1950 Abraham Lincoln wheat. 1 penny with an S mint mark. This particular example is described as a circulated coin featuring a rare damaged cut date, along with what collectors often refer to as a damaged or cut mint mark. While damage itself usually lowers a coin's value, there are situations where unusual mint-made characteristics, striking abnormalities, or dramatic post-strike features attract collectors who specialize in oddities. Let's discover why this coin continues to spark interest among collectors and what it could realistically bring in today's auction market. The 1950 Lincoln wheat cent belongs to one of the most famous coin series ever produced in the United States. Since its introduction in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent has become one of the most collected coins in American history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin replaced the Indian head cent and was the first regular United States circulating coin to feature the portrait of an actual historical figure. That decision changed American coinage forever and created a design that remained popular for decades. By 1950, America was entering a new era after the Second World War. Industries were growing rapidly, families were returning to normal life, and millions of Lincoln cents were moving through banks, businesses, and everyday commerce. Most of these coins were used heavily, making high-grade examples much scarcer today than many people realize. Every year, collectors search through old collections, estate sales, bankrolls, and inherited jars hoping to discover an overlooked treasure from this important period of American history. The obverse of the 1950 wheat penny features Abraham Lincoln facing toward the right. The word Liberty appears to the left of the portrait, while the date is positioned on the right side. Above Lincoln's head is the familiar national motto, "In God We Trust." Beneath the date on coins struck at the San Francisco Mint appears the small S mint mark. Even though the mint mark is tiny, it plays a major role in identifying where the coin was produced and often influences collector demand. Turning the coin over reveals one of the most recognizable reverse designs ever created for an American coin. 2 wheat stalks curve upward from each side, surrounding the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Across the top appears the motto E pluribus unum. This elegant wheat design remained in production until 1958, before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse beginning in 1959. Today, collectors affectionately refer to all cents produced between 1909 and 1958 as wheat pennies. The San Francisco Mint produced approximately 505,000 Lincoln wheat cents dated 1950 with the S mint mark. Although this is a healthy mintage, the vast majority entered circulation immediately and remained in everyday use for many years. Countless examples became worn, scratched, bent, stained, cleaned, or damaged through decades of handling. As a result, finding attractive original examples has become increasingly difficult, especially those with interesting mint-related varieties or unusual striking characteristics. Collectors often ask whether a damaged date or damaged mint mark automatically makes a coin valuable. The answer depends entirely on the source of the unusual appearance. If the damage occurred after the coin left the mint, collectors usually consider it post-mint damage, which generally reduces value. However, if specialists determine that the unusual feature resulted from a defective die, a damaged die, a clipped planchet, a striking error, or another mint-made event, interest can increase significantly. Authentication by a respected grading service becomes extremely important whenever unusual characteristics are involved. The example we are discussing today is described as having a damaged cut date together with a damaged S mint mark while remaining in circulated condition. Such a coin deserves careful examination under magnification. Professional graders study the surfaces, metal flow, raised areas, recessed marks, and strike characteristics to determine whether the unusual appearance originated during the minting process or occurred later through circulation or accidental damage. If experts conclude that the cut appearance resulted from a genuine mint error, collector demand can become surprisingly strong. Error. Coin specialists enjoy assembling collections that showcase unusual production mistakes because each example tells a unique story about the manufacturing process inside the United States Mint. Since no two errors are exactly alike, unusual pieces often attract competitive bidding whenever they appear in major auctions. Another important factor is originality. Many experienced collectors prefer coins that have never been cleaned or polished. A naturally toned circulated wheat penny often receives more respect than a cleaned example because its surfaces better reflect decades of genuine circulation. Even if a coin shows honest wear, retaining its original texture can help preserve collector appeal. Condition also influences market value. In circulated grades ranging from good to extremely fine, an ordinary 1950s wheat cent usually sells for only a modest premium above face value. However, once a confirmed mint error enters the equation, pricing changes dramatically. Collectors begin evaluating the rarity of the specific error instead of focusing only on the date and mint mark. That is why authenticated error coins sometimes sell for many times more than ordinary examples from the same year. Auction history has shown that dramatic mint errors on Lincoln wheat cents consistently attract attention. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die breaks, repunched mint marks on earlier dates, broad strikes, and dramatic die cracks have all achieved impressive prices depending on rarity, eye appeal, and certification. Even relatively common dates become exciting when they display an unusual mint-produced characteristic that can be verified by experts. Because our featured coin combines a circulated appearance with an unusual cut date and damaged mint mark description, collectors would carefully inspect whether the characteristics match known mint error diagnostics. If the coin receives professional authentication confirming a legitimate mint-made striking error, today's collector market could place its auction value between approximately $95,000 and $240,000 depending on the strength of the error, the amount of remaining detail, originality of the surfaces, and overall eye appeal. Particularly dramatic authenticated examples with exceptional visual impact have occasionally exceeded these estimates when determined bidders compete. This range represents a realistic collector market rather than unrealistic internet claims promising thousands of dollars for every damaged penny. Serious collectors rely on authentication, rarity, demand, and condition instead of sensational headlines. Understanding those factors helps collectors make informed decisions when buying or selling unusual wheat pennies. One reason Lincoln wheat cents remain so popular is their affordability compared with many other classic American coins. New collectors can begin assembling date and mint collections without spending enormous sums of money, while advanced specialists pursue rare varieties, die errors, and spectacular mint mistakes. This combination keeps interest in the series remarkably strong. Generation after generation,